Like, guys, those two individuals are not going to sit back and not have a hand in rewriting the American Constitution. There's no
Right.
way. The thing that I think about most is, and some of your viewers and listeners won't agree, but in my opinion, and I know in yours as well, and many other people, I'm going to have to sit down across the table from Jesus one day. There are going to be two chairs in that room, his and mine. And I won't be able to lie, and I won't be able to be clever. And everything I believe and think will be revealed to him. And I'll be in that place where I'll have to tell the truth. And I don't want to have to find an excuse for my bloodthirstiness. I know no one's heard of him, but Hugo Grotius, in his book about the rights of war, he writes, don't forget that when you anything done in an unjust war is unjust per se itself and must be answered for before the God of the universe, and must be repented of lest you be condemned for it. Now that's the type of stuff our fathers used to read, our founding fathers read. And it's and he says, realize that the commandment is thou shalt not kill. And he says, think about that, but you better make dang sure yours is on that list before you pull that trigger, son. Because the education gatekeepers don't want you to know. The fact that someone in a suit in DC says, I don't want some kid in Arizona to know who Plutarch is, that should be enough to fire you up to get you to read Plutarch. The fact that somebody is stiff arming you should be enough for you to say, I want to read that thing, if for no other reason than to make that dude in that suit angry.
Yep.
To show him that he's not the boss of me. I'm not listening. I'm not gonna listen to what you tell me to read when I got this piece of glass in my pocket where I can read that stuff. And you don't know, that might be the hour that you're like, dadgum, everything I've ever been taught is a lie. But wouldn't you rather know that than to go persist on in your life decade after decade, not only believing, but perpetuating a lie? But you can find my stuff. I think the easiest place to go would be my YouTube channel, Teacher of Liberty. But if you're at that point where you want to start actually not just consuming liberty, but working on behalf of liberty, I would go to jbs.org. And like I say, at the end of the day, we can all sit when we've won, and when there's gallows after gallows of tyrants twitching at the end of a rope, then once we've tossed their bodies into the sea, then we can sit down and talk peacefully about our differences. But right now, let's focus on the things we have in common, and finally, once and for all, act boldly for liberty, lest there come a day when we forget the glorious and charming sound.